Confidence is something that we either suffer from or suffer with. Depending on how much you display that confidence could be the very thing that makes you socially unacceptable. Will you have someone who threatened the very foundation of peace you've known all of your life? What will you do? When you are powerless to defeat the one that threatens the peace of your home, do you become the monster it takes to stop the monster, or do you hold on to your morals and become the lambs to the slaughter? In season 1, we were introduced to Rokashrampersad, Leo saying that he unalived one of his students, in which was the line Rokash crossed that Leo could not forgive. He would say that Rokash would lose himself in his talent and would smile sadistically, thus representing his enjoyment of combat. However, when focusing on a tree, you miss the entirety of the forest. Today we will be discussing the misunderstood nature of Rokash, his history, his personality, his goals, and finally, his pride throughout the story. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and spread this video to all Ordeal fans. During the first showing Rokash, he is speaking with Leo's son, and they recognize one another as brothers. Rokash entered the tournament in which he stomped out the competition, further solidifying his strength as one of the strongest Kimios in the area. He was then scolded by Leo because he knows he is stronger than those around him. However, Leo did miss the point that he entered the tournament not for proving himself as the strongest, but the dojo itself. Rokash displays that strength is something that should be respected, especially when it is earned through blood, sweat, and tears, and not treated as some afterthought. The miscommunication leads him to leave due to his efforts, and as Leo stated, getting beaten almost to the point he could not stand was for naught. Would you not feel frustrated for overcoming a hurdle single-handedly, and your struggle seems to fall on deaf ears, no acknowledgement, only the cold shoulder? Now, after he leaves Leo home, he gets attacked by Val, in which he rushes to his master's aid. When it comes to his loyalty, that should not be questioned. After seeing that he could be of some help due to Anu Anak's unrefined gold, when Leo told him not to get slashed due to Val's ability, we get a flash forward in which Rokash is bloody with a few lacerations around his body. Leo tells him to leave, in which he would rather die, being of some assistance rather than leave his master to deal with it on his own. This is also reminiscent of Leo, who was willing to die during the fight with Kang, but during the war he would often disobey Jamie, the name of Leo's master. Whether that was jumping out of a plane, murdering dozens of enemy soldiers. Flash forward to the moment with him in Rokash. Leo has Sabito Heart arrive back on the scene in which Rokash stays. Now, in this moment, he witnessed a god tier at a young age. Although Leo was number 1, he is his master, so the personal connection not hinder on Rokash being starstruck. Now, with Sabito and his master Leo not even being able to defeat the enemy, even when they had the numerical advantage, must have not only crushed Rokash, but showed him how powerless him and those around him really are. At that point, he would dedicate himself to becoming stronger. He may have been young and weak, but as of that moment, he was a hindrance to Val and his plans. He was also referred to as a nuclear determinant that could stop Val, which is the last true follower of Kang. When you know you have the ability and not the strength, would you not dedicate yourself to becoming greater? Val and Kang threaten not only the very peace he knows, but everyone's in totality. When those are on the table, would you rather not become a monster to be able to protect those you love? When we see Rokash during the Leo fight, he was there to fight Leo and win. This was never meant to be a battle to the death, it was a battle of ideals. He wanted to not only get Leo's stamp of approval, but also to show that the lifetime he spent honing his skills was not for nothing. Rokash's nephew was the one who shot and unalived Leo, in which Rokash takes the blame for his nephew's action, thus condemning him to the events of season 1, and in the clutches of the one he had sworn to protect against. He constantly challenges not only Shay's conviction, but the very ideal that Shay lives his life on. There are multiple times during the last encounter where he tries to stop fighting Shay and friends, however, they refuse to listen to him once. He has the ability to completely wipe the floor with Tevin and Shay, but chooses to fight on their level to test if they really are ready to face Val. When he takes the state talent back from his nephew, it's not only a disadvantage for him to fight. It's not only a disadvantage for him in the fight for his life, but also believing in the very next generation is almost broken, in which he decides to shoulder the burden completely alone. After going 100%, he still gives advice to the wolf cubs as they are fighting to help hone their skills further. When we see Andrea intervene in the fight, it was him or them in regards to the battle still going on. The only person who got back up was Shay. He was actually sitting patiently while everyone was unconscious. He had plenty of time to actually unalive the wolf cubs. Tevin, Lewis, Anton, Azam was all down for the count. Even though he talked a big game as if he wanted to harm them and destroy Leo's legacy, he could not. He said one thing, but every action is different. He held low regard for those he did not know. Even if there was any connection to those he loved, he showed loyalty. During his death, he not only attempted to bequeath his power to Shay, because he knew it would be of help to the one he was willing to leave his legacy to. He was willing to lose his life for the future generations to have a chance, selflessly, never being able to stop Val, and never being able to realize his first dream of becoming the #1 Egyptian talent-based Chemio through the eyes of his master. When Leo's voice came through Shay, it was a realization that he was already the #1 Egyptian Chemio in his master's eyes, and he always held him and everything he did in high regard. After this, the mad bulldog began to shed tears and realized that he tarnished the very memory of his master and the very life he was looking to protect, and that the end truly does not justify the means. But that's all I got for you guys for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and it gave you a different outlook on the character Rokashrampersad. Really is how his story and character comes full circle. That's really why I enjoy the character. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video as well in order to give the video more exposure. Do the YouTube thingy. But anyway, it's been the leader of the Cosmic Armada, Wolf Nara, and I'm out.
Who really a factor? I done grew up as a bastard, stepped out the wound into a disaster. Designing drugs and guns on my city after, pray for the lackers. Cause it only get worse and they try to blame it on your rappers. Label was factors. My rappy told me sign an affidavit like my life and my family ain't matter. Do you know how I feel to get searched to the court on the plate?